So today we're going to do the full body experience. So everything starts from the head. The head is the heaviest part of your body. So one thing that I like to do with my dancing and also when I'm just relaxed is the head roll. So the idea with the head roll, what I tell people, when you're starting off, you're trying to lock your knees a little bit. So if I do it to the side, so you see how when I do my head roll, I don't collapse the whole body here. This is not very beautiful. The beauty part of dance is once you start isolating certain body parts to be unique to themselves. So if our knees fairly locked, nice and straight, and the arms, you don't want to clench fists, just open them up, keep them down like this. And then you can do both sides. So I'll start to my right. So I'll try to get this ugly shape here, but it's good for body rolls because it gives you the extension. So I always try to hit the chin on my neck, and then I go to one side, look all the way to the up, complete to do the other side. And then you can do the reverse, the other side too. So one thing that I always talk about, okay, I'll just do it facing the other side. So I'm always nice and flat. So I get the chin to my neck, start with one side. So I do one full body roll the other side. And then come to do another head roll the other side. So one thing I always talk about in my classes and that I try to do when I'm dancing is to always nail the landing. So everything looks beautiful going all the way here. But you sort of want your landing to be nice and sharp so that you're starting again. So in this case, if I do my full circle here, do you see how I made the bottom? And then I make sure I nail my landing, like I'm like arching my back, looking up and making the beautiful shape. So if I do to the side one again, so I'll have my arms nice and relaxed, do my full head roll, and I always make sure that I nail the landing, like I'm nice and strong, and then I have my arched back. So that's the first part. So now we have our neck nice and loose. The next part we're going to move is to our shoulders and our rib cage. This is also good for the back. So what we're just going to do, isolations to the side. So like I said, our knees are nice and bent for this one. We're just isolating this part of the body. So think of like pulling to the side as hard as you can. But what you're trying to avoid is to do the full swing with the arm like this. So nice and low, just to the side, your rib cage as much as you can. Eventually, the more you do it, your flexibility will come. So what I'll do with my arms, I'll just have my nice thumbs tucked in. I have those in front of me, nice and low. So I'll go to the side, so I'll do left, right. So you can even start with right, left. So if I just do it to the back, so from the start, so we said we are nice and relaxed here. So we did our nice head roll. And then from there, we nail our landing. And then I tuck my arms next to each other. I'm nice and little wide base. So I do side to side. So that's good. So the whole idea with this, you're just trying to push as much as you can feel the tension. And the more you do it, the more flexible it will come. So one thing we just want to add right into after this, which is good for our chest and our back, is the chest roll. So the idea again with the chest roll too, you see how we went side, you come front, you go side, you come back. But you do that a bit smooth with a nice circle. So I'll do my circle going like that. So if I do the full thing from the top, so I said nice and loose. So I did my head roll. And then I nailed my landing. And then I did side to side. And then you follow this with the chest roll. So what I'm going to do is I finish the chest roll. I'm almost at a diagonal with my weight in one leg. And then from here, I'll move into like a body roll. So first without the arms, if I'm keeping the arms, this is more like beginner starting out. So you could just come up and then come down. So the two things that I see when people are starting with the body roll, there's not only about going forward, but it's more like about going back, going up. So if you think of more like going up with your chest, and once you hit your maximum here, just think of like finishing the move again. So you want your to sit nicely into that. So if I do that facing the other side, so we said side to side, and then we did our chest roll, and then we finished looking at an angle. This is where we come up, and then we come to sit down. So if I do it with the arms now, so we want our arms to be warmed up too. So I just start from the bottom. So see how we're tucked up here. What you're trying to do, you're trying to cross the arms on the side here, and then you get them to come and then you push by the side of your body, and then you finish them down here. So the whole thing with the body and the arms, it would look like this. So you're more like coming up together. So you'd almost think of like you're like crossing your arms to come catch something, but rather than going forward, think more like coming up on your toes. And then once you hit your maximum, that's when you make sure you sit and you even finish looking at one of the other arms. So if I did from the top, what we have so far. So we said nice and low. So we did our shoulder roll, our head roll, sorry, to one side. And then we come up here. And then we do side, side. And then as we do our chest roll, make sure we finish looking to the side. And then we sort of go up with our arms. So from here, we're just going to do a reverse just to finish things off. So with the reverse, think of starting with your bum now this time. So your bum, and think of going up with your head. And then this is where you want to finish. But if you just want to spice it up with the arms, you can do anything, but the idea is just to be creative. So you see how well, nice and low. So myself, I would tuck my arms in, push them down as I'm coming up. But if to make it more look nice, the whole thing, so it would be like first body roll. And then think of just the hips only. And then when you're done the hips, when the rest of the body is coming, this is where you finish here. And you can do like a bonus move. So the whole thing just quickly from the top without stopping, so it would look like this. So you say it started with a nice head roll. And then after we're done with that, we did shoulder, and then we did our chest roll, finishing off at an angle. Think of crossing together, coming down, and then as you do your reverse, and then you can finish. Ta-da! So if I do it from the back one more time, so it will be. So you'd start with your head roll. Myself, I just like going to the right, but you can start going to the left too. So you'd come nice down with your head roll. And then you do your shoulder isolation. So 1, 2. And then you do your circle, finishing at an angle. You do like a nice body roll. And then you can reverse the whole thing. And then you can finish. So anyway, like I said, this is a good thing. You can use it to improve your musicality, because you can do this at the start, you can do it in the middle. I'll be coming up with more songs to show you how you can start using these movements to play with your music. And this is something that you can use when you go to the gym, or if you want a break between work, just to get your body nice and loose, because it's very hard to be working, especially now we're working at home a lot. So as always, give the subscribe button a smash to stay up to date with all the videos that I'm doing, and see you next time.